work out really well for this short-range G2 composition.
I get a support counter pick, possibly.
Yeah, let's see. Are they going to go for the team fighting comp? They surely will.
Yes.
So I know back in the day when I was on Fnatic, when we were in this Game 5, they talked about it a little earlier. Our coaches would always say, guys, it's Game 5, we're going to lock in Braum, and it's going to be great, because this champion is so good in the team fights. Now, Fnatic, they did pick Nautilus, which is also pretty good in team fights, but I really like this pick to round out G2's comp. And I think now it's a little different, because Fnatic will actually be able to match them a bit more in team fights, whereas it was really G2 favored before. But at the same time, Jisoo's comp is really well rounded.
Yeah, I love this Gangplank pick. I actually think this has got probably broken up G2 a little bit here, because you think of like, well, we're super short range, we're going to be running into you. Well, let's lay out a whole red carpet of barrels. Let's make sure that you're just running through all this damage. You've got gravity fields, you've got a ton of zone control that you can offer, and it makes it very difficult for G2 to try and play around all the different things, because if you can blow the Xayah ult early with the feathers, well, you've still got so much more. You've got an Nautilus that's coming your direction. Hecarim, barrels, the cannon barrage. There's so much that you have to try and avoid on this Fnatic comp.
I'm hearing from Dog that excitement, meaning hopefully we'll get more games than just the 3 games between these 2 teams, G2 Esports and Fnatic. Fnatic, who have been pushed into a corner and have to find solutions now with their backs against the wall to see if they can still make it to that final, because for now it's G2 Esports who is on match point going into possibly the final game of the series.
And here we are, back onto the rip for what could be the final time. Hearing both the G2 and Fnatic fans cheering warms my heart.
Do you know, I always get reminded, because we haven't had fans for so long. Do you remember that Unicorns guy?
I do remember the Unicorns.
I was playing and I remember the Unicorns guy, yeah.
He cheered even in the game that the Unicorns weren't playing.
It's true.
Shout out to
He
Unicorns
really
guy.
loved Unicorns of Love. Shout out to
And
you.
Boaster, XL Esports, la 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 la, now plays Valorant. We've come a long time. It's been many years.
Legend.
Been many years. Right, anyway. Game 3. We have seen a pretty dramatic change-up for Fnatic. They're going team fight, my friend.
Yeah, it looks like Fnatic's discussion after Game 2 was, we're not taking a step forwards in terms of early game is not a problem. We're taking a step back and saying early game, it is not a problem whatsoever. We're going to scale. These lanes don't have much playmaking. Maybe bot lane could be something they can look around. But you can see G2 have all the options. Predator, Volley Bear, mid lane already trading. They have set up mid, they have set up bot. So I think Fnatic are going to be on the back foot, but their comp scales really, really well in team fights, just like you said.
That looked like a mistake initially from Humanoid. And of course, Cat's having 2 stacks of his passive by going for the E first. Put him in an advantage early on, but the great thing about Victor is, number 1, he realized, oh, I have Corrupting Pot versus Caps, who's running Dark Seal, which means I have more sustain, but also my Q has a shorter cooldown than your E, and I know it does, which means that the longer this fight goes on, I'm gonna win.
Plus the shield and Airy.
Yeah, Q shield very strong, Airy very strong, so it looks good for Caps. But after that initial rotation, as he has to walk away, obviously going to take a lot of damage on the exit. Good news is he got that ward down very early, so may not spot out a bot side gank if that is how G2 want to approach this mid lane. Burning that vision early on is a small advantage. We'll have to see if G2 can capitalize on it.
Yeah, bot side gank is in my mind too, because Jankos is going to finish those Raptors and then move towards that bot side of the map. But Razork is doing the opposite. They're doing similar clears, but they're mismatching. You can see Razork's pathing top, Jankos will be pathing bot. We'll see if they can find anything on this bot side, because Braum notoriously good into melee supports. But Razork's going to change it up. It looks like maybe both junglers just walking towards mid right now. Razork just putting a bit of defensive vision. Jankos did a similar kind of gank earlier on, but he's walking to Razork's topside jungle. Now the big thing is here, Jankos doesn't have any push in top or mid, so if he finds Razork, he's going to get collapsed on. But instead he's going to wrap around and go towards mid.
His brain is
They
just
know
so
exactly
big.
where the ward is. Humanoid trying to play towards the top side, but here comes Jankos. That's the stun. Caps doesn't have any follow-up here, but it might be enough. That's it! The white flag comes out, and that's first blood for G2.
As much as we highlight Caps in the side lanes, Jankos this series has been phenomenal in the first 5 to 10 minutes. His early game plays, the ganks he's finding are incredible.
Man, we've seen him gank at level 3, level 2 even, every single game. It's just, it was bot lane, mid lane, and he is.
Oh, they're going
so
again.
successful.
Targamas has flash. Humanoid
And you talked about it in the draft. Fnatic said, hey, early game, it doesn't matter. We believe in our ability to scale. We believe in our ability to pull it back with things like the Victor, like the GP. Well, G2 have just doubled down on the early game. Targamas roaming at level 2, Jankos with level 3 ganks. This is going to be explosive. Yes.
TSM. Speaking of TSM,
Broken Blade.
we have a really convenient stat line. So, Broken Blade, for those familiar with TSM, he was a player of that team.
Expert transition.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm a professional. Broken Blade, throughout his career, has actually appeared in 4 different finals, 2 in the TCL, 2 in North America, and he's secured himself 1 title. He was reverse swept in the other one, which you reminded me of, against Team Liquid. But it's kind of crazy to think how long of a tenure he's had in terms of his career. And obviously when joining G2 Esports, he was replacing Wonder.
Yeah.
And remember back in 2019, Wonder was considered not just a good player, he was actually considered one of the best Western players, period, at that time. Still a very strong name, still a very solid player, but G2 took a bit more of a gamble. They took a carry-style top player that is much more about playing towards giving those resources. And I think what's crazy is that we've seen so much evolution and adaptation from Broken Blade as a player. We've seen so much Gnar and Ornn from him so far in playoffs.
And I think it's so important to highlight, too, because we are expecting a lot of, let's call them Broken Blade picks. We got 1 Yone, and then it was Camille's, it was Gnar's, it's been Ornn's. This man has, I think, grown so much as a player since coming to the LEC in a way a lot of people wouldn't have expected from those first few games or even that first split on Schalke.
And if you think back to, it's like a Broken Blade jumping on top of Wonder here, won't land the sun. If you think back to successful days of G2 in 2019, 2020, what was their biggest strength? It was innovation and flexibility and versatility. You never really knew when it draft what was going where. And I feel like G2 has kind of instilled that into Flacken and Broken Blade in being very, very flexible in draft and in playstyle. But we've got a mid-fight going on now.
Forward, looking for the concussive blows to get stacked, but they're all in the midst of the gravity field. They just have so much damage early on. Razor going to look to finish 1 kill back onto Caps with mid lane already going down. Hillsang now in trouble. That's the 4th stack coming in for the concussive blows, but Razor wants a few more. Rampage fully stacked. It's going to be big damage. He finally manages to connect the stun. Jankos, he's still hungry. Oh, just take a bite out of him. They're not done. Razor trying to sprint, trying to go fast, puts a flash out from Targamas.
Oh, he's going to go for him. He might have Q up again soon.
Going for it. Oh, here comes the bear. The snare, stun rather, coming down from above. Not enough.
Wow, Jankos matching the aggression in the mid lane. The whole game plan there for Fnatic was to help Humanoid push out mid so that he can get a good reset off. The man doesn't have flash. He's at a great risk of getting ganked. What does G2 do? Gank him anyway. They go for the 3v3 fight, and while Caps does lose his life, it's G2 that comes out on top, and Caps isn't slowing down.
Here goes that Gnar, level 6 comes in, big damage, fall off the wall, all too easy there. They're going to go for the dive. Wonder now going to be in trouble. Caps finishing him with the chain last. G2 popping off in this early game.
Yeah, with this draft, Fnatic thought they could withstand the early game, but G2 are relentless. 4 kills so far, and it all comes off the back of the mid jungle of G2 once again. Jankos goes mid to unlock Caps, and Caps unlocks the rest of the map. And after this play, you can say Jankos is washed. He's old, his hands don't work anymore, but he's proving everyone wrong. Where are the doubters at?
Look at them. It's just a giant ball of damage, isn't it? That's a G2 just all committed to the flashless Humanoid. Of course, Caps, as we mentioned, did lose his life. And Jankos, he thought he had the damage to kill Hillsang, but at this point, Fnatic need to disengage, but they want to fix the wave. And that is the window for Jankos to say, oh, my cooldowns are back up. I think I'll take another.
And this is why people ban the Volibear. This champion is disgusting early game. The W damage, the E shield, absolutely out of control. 2-0-1 now for Jankos, 2-1-2 for Caps. The mid jungle from G2 has total control of this map.
Yeah, and where's the mid jungle from Fnatic? Razork's been finding plays in the early stages. Yes, maybe the jungle pool and the champions playing not so optimal from the outside perspective is what Fnatic want to do, but Humanoid in the last 3 games against Rogue found nothing. First 2 games against G2 also didn't really find too much. It feels like every gank just seems to work. Barring that Kai'Sa on mid, he has to blow sums, and he's being the target for these teams, and there's not much protecting him. Hillsang's moving towards mid every now and then when he can, but he doesn't really have much to work with.
Certainly. And while last week it was Flackett who was putting up the big numbers and was kind of the big damage carrier for G2, this series there is no doubt in any of our minds it is Caps. 33.5% of his team's damage, 12-12. Like, you can read. Those numbers are big. They are very big. Caps is unleashed, and I'll be honest, we thought a lot about what playing in front of fans, what playing on a stage like this would do for players from a negative perspective. Would they choke? Would they struggle? But we forgot what it does for some players when it comes to the pressure, when it comes to the seriousness of the matches. This is the G2 that Caps has talked about so much, is that the games didn't mean as much when there wasn't a crowd, when the stakes didn't feel real, when you were playing at home or you're coming into an empty studio. But now you can see Caps coming alive as we return to League of Legends at its best.
And it's all momentum based, right? It really does look like we were talking about Caps is feeling it. Ever since Game 1, Game 2 was even better. Maybe Game 3 is even a bigger step up, but for now, Herald is a point of contention. Wunder uses GP ultimate top to clear out a wave. We didn't see it on screen, but he doesn't have that ultimate available if the fight kicks off. 4 members of G2 up towards the top side. Flykid is in bot side river. We'll see what he does. He could just go back to bot and catch the wave here if Fnatic give up the objective, but he wants to make sure he's around in case of a fight.
So difficult now.
They have the numbers advantage right now. There's nothing that Wunder can do. You already highlighted perfectly, Caedrel. They're not going to try and fight this anyway, are they?
I think they can.
The other side is level 6. Razork level 6 as well. Felios.
X-Flash, Hylissang, absolute mad lad. Upset off to the side. They're just posturing. Maybe they're hoping to get a follow-up fight here, but Caps with the stolen ultimate. Upset has to be careful here. They're going to try to lock him down before they get anything else done. He can be unstoppable, but no, he is very stoppable. The Echo remote will not work. Upset now pushing in. Flacken going to be in trouble here as Razork is already on the back line. He pulls the feathers back, and it's massive damage. Yanko's going to finish the kill now on a killing spree himself, but Fnatic, they're not done yet. They know this is their window of opportunity. They need to try to find something. Targamas slowing with the Winter's Bite. The rest of G2 will find the retreat.
A little bit of desperation coming out there from Humanoid, but still they get themselves a kill onto Caps. Overchase, maybe Razork falls 1-for-1 objective to G2, and again, third game in a row, both neutrals in favor of G2 once again. And I think the problem there G2 had was Broken Blade base, thinking the objective was secured, and then Fnatic found themselves a 4v4. It looked good initially, but the overchase was just a bit too much.
Certainly did. This will result in a few plates going to Upset, but perhaps Jankos has found himself another meal.
Flash and cleanse. Up for Upset. Yanko's not going to over push or overstay. He's going to be able to recall safely as we take a look back at that exchange around the Herald.
You can see the communication in this team fight, because watch G2. Let's try to zone Razork. Okay, let's move top side together. And as Jankos picks up the buff, Caps is looking for a turn on his own. Fnatic see that he's looking for a turn, and G2 want to move top side, so they engage. And the engage is great. How can G2 really help Caps here? They can't get onto Humanoid. He has sums up here, and this is where I think Fnatic were feeling themselves a bit too much. Razork ulting into the backline. Look how much damage Flykid does when he pulls all those feathers back on top of him. Instantly gets taken out. And Humanoid just looks for more.
Props to Targamas there. I know the fear also forced him to walk into Fnatic, but he was in a position that made it harder for the rest of Fnatic to follow up on that initial engage, kind of isolating Razork from the rest of the fight as well. So what kind of feels good on paper, you know, a massive Hecarim ultimate onto all 3 members. The follow-up just couldn't come through from Fnatic, which meant that G2 found themselves a return kill. This means that the goal is dead even, but that's going to very quickly change.
Yeah, Herald into this top tower. We'll get first tower for G2 once again. You can see Broken Blade is going to have to be pushed off this bot tower. Fnatic have to cross-map or at least find something on the other side. Because, I mean, Caps just kind of... This Herald has stabilized the gold for him and Humanoid, interestingly, because he's so far ahead in CS now. Broken Blade might be a target for Fnatic. Hylissang sprinting down here, use the hook onto the wall. Broken Blade knows they're around, and we'll just give this up.
A lot of easy, reliable CC here. Broken Blade with Mega Gnar is a bit of a threat. Pop already burned. Wunder ulti going down to stop this push going in as the Herald collapses. Yanko's still in that area. Targamas moving into backup Broken Blade. Upset.
Oh, they're getting another tower.
It's similar to Game 2 where Broken Blade is catching waves on the tower. Targamas is covering him, and now G2 have got 2 towers top. I mean, Fnatic are going to force this dragon. They might get it. Caps' TP is up soon, but there's no way G2 are going to contest this, but they'll be happy with that.
G2 just seem to have Fnatic's number right now, and of course Fnatic is very reliant on their scaling, the front-to-back team fighting power that they have, the global pressure that a Gangplank ultimate could provide later on into the game, but G2, they're just playing the map better.
Who's going to catch mid-wave? Looks like Upset's the one moving towards it. Flykid's going to push it in. Caps, and of course Jankos can disable the tower. He is all alone right now, Upset, and he wants to catch this wave. Will Caps show before Upset does? Because if they see Upset, they're going to go for this dive.
Targamas is the best actor in the world. False sense of security here. Upset doesn't think there's anything to be worried about. This time there's nothing.
You know, I had a really cool line prepared there. Well, I was going to say, if Jankos did the dive, many tarnished fear the Rune Bear. But have you seen Jankos' Volley Bear?
That was a good reference.
Yeah.
Oh, they love it.
But he didn't do it, so I was like, oh, I've got to get the line out now. I'm not going to get another chance.
Maybe there was. Maybe there was, but maybe there wasn't, so you may as well.
That's the best way to sneak it in.
Just force it in,
you just
jam it in there.
Hey, look.
Hey, guys, I thought something really clever, so listen.
Hey, I'm smart. Please pay attention. Look at me. I'm the center of attention now.
That's what I'm really good at. Now, continuing to take the microphone away from you. The Dragon spawns in about 4 minutes' time. No Herald on the board for the time being, which means that it's just a lot of posturing. Both teams kind of catching waves, trading sides. G2 kind of have the choice of either playing towards mid or bot. Usually what you'll often see is control over mid, and then you transition the control from mid into the bot side jungle, which you can then translate into the bot tower. And that's kind of what G2 is setting up for the time being, as they contest over the control. And our vision is being highlighted, thank you observers, in terms of how much control G2 actually have. They are creating this fog of war, making it harder for Fnatic to rotate, which then makes it even more difficult to protect these plates from dropping to Caps.
Exactly, and Caps getting so much solo gold here too as well. You highlighted the CS discrepancy. Yes, Caps is wildly behind in that metric, but he's getting so many plates across the map. Absolutely willing to funnel gold into the Silas pick to make sure it is as powerful as possible here in the mid game.
Yeah, Fnatic just question mark pinging that tower throughout the whole play the last minute, just saying, guys, we need to make sure we can catch this wave. They are eventually responding, but again, like I said, there's so much bot side vision for G2, and of course, if they show on those wards, you know they're there. If they don't, then they're up on the opposite side of the map. Process of elimination. Broken Blade looking for Wunder. Hylissang.
The TP out. TP already down. Hylissang now has to run. That's the stolen ulti. Caps not looking to overcommit here.
So Hylissang loses flash. Wunder loses his TP. RG2 done just yet. Jankos is behind them. Flacket's pushing in mid-wave.
Dash away. Hilly getting pulled into the wall here, trying to find the knock-up onto Caps. Caps has a lot of healing already. Targamas a little bit of an early ult, but dissuades any potential follow-up, and really nothing here for Fnatic. Just might have to clear the wave and hold on.
Both teams looking for a target. None found just yet. TP coming in.
Turning off the tower. The hook body block. Caps now in the midst of Razork, but there goes Broken Blade, throwing it back into the wall. Knocked down Humanoid right as he appears. He can get absolutely nothing done, but Jankos upset still standing for now. Caps trying to make it out of the wall. Caps holding on to his life, but Fnatic turning it back. Look at all the chakram stacks for upset. He's going to do so much damage. Going back, but can he outrun the Chaos Storm? Just barely, yes. Fnatic finally finding a play in their favor.
It's a 5 versus 5 on bot tier 1. Absolute chaos on the map, and only one person dies. Fnatic get themselves a kill, but so many members of G2. Look at the health bars on the right-hand side. Caps, Flacket, Targamas, Broken Blade. Everyone was so low HP. The second Jankos jumped in, it looked like they just called the play off instantly. G2 were just running for the hills.
I think one of the big things was Jankos didn't actually disable the tower with his ultimate. He was a little out of range of it. His focus was on killing Upset here. They knew that they had a TP advantage because GP just TP'd away. And then look at the engage here. So the tower is still actually hitting onto Jankos. And then that means that when the engage follow-up comes through, you can see that G2's focus ends up getting a little bit broken apart.
Yeah, they're all just trying to run away. And I mean, I think G2 are really lucky here to only lose one, but the one that they lost is an insane shutdown over to Upset. I think it was 1,000 gold or something on Jankos. Flash forwards from Humanoid. Flacket has the heal. Everyone gets out at 1 HP. G2 overstepping there a bit. Fnatic tried to punish.
And it was a good punish, a much needed one for Fnatic, getting a little bit of gold into their back pocket. Another fight.
Still getting aggressive. Big fight over this potential Herald. Again, Fnatic scaling, Fnatic's teamfight power. Difficult for G2 to match if Fnatic find themselves with a bigger advantage. For now, G2 still in the lead, about 1,300 gold in their favor. For Fnatic, full confidence here as they move in to take this objective. They know they're strong enough to fight back now.
Confidence is the key word. The momentum has shifted a bit. These carries of Fnatic are slowly coming online. One item completed. It'll only get worse from this point onwards for G2, so I think Fnatic scaling is pretty good right now. I mean, they'll pick themselves up this Herald. That should guarantee them a mid tower. They're still 2 towers down, but there's signs of life here in this game 3.
Oh, definitely. Humanoid, while he is ahead in CS and he is behind in gold versus Caps, he actually has the level advantage over him. He also has the first core item completed too. The scaling on this Victor is only going to get stronger as the game progresses. Same for the Gangplank in the top lane. Once again though, we find all outer towers down for Fnatic. This will be Fnatic's first of the game. I don't expect G2 to try and answer this. In fact, Caps is looking for Hilly.
The wall pushing for Hylissang. Hylissang has to be careful there. He has no aftershock. He has no tanky stats. He's going to go down. Razork now might be the one in trouble because that is a Predator Bola Bear. Run, Horsey, run. Jankos now, they're just shifting his attention onto Upset. Upset, no cleanse. No way to get away here. He's just getting run down. He's got okay weapons to run, but not good ones to fight. He's going to be in trouble. Razork now in trouble as well. G2, oh. They got the cake, they're eating it too. It's easy pickings.
They're absolutely everywhere, and it all comes off the back of Caps once again. Lost his 100% kill participation on Upset there, but we talked about these champions like Silas and Ari, where he can make plays, he can make decisions on his own. He doesn't have to make any setup, ask the team whatsoever. He sees a play, he goes for it, and we see a great example of it right there.
Certainly did. G2 just continuing. It's crazy how they felt like they were on the back foot, and then all of a sudden they just come back out onto the map and instantly look for a play. Caps being that initial instigator, with the rest of G2 very quick to follow up. Find themselves with a 3k gold lead. The Dragon is alive as well. They're not in a great position to set up for it, and as Fnatic come back out onto the map, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another fight.
And the early stages looked a little bit manageable after that bot side fight, but like you said, in a blink of an eye, it all turns back into G2's favor. Dragon up. Fnatic looking for some kind of vision.
Mid-wave even right now. We'll see if G2 can get
Caps
first
wasn't
access.
spotted there.
Caps looking for the pick. Level 11, level 9, level 8 on Hylissang. Humanoid a big threat though with 2 levels in that ultimate. A TP coming into the mid lane, upset in the area. Could be a full-on 5v5, but G2 have already started this objective. There's really nothing here for Fnatic unless they're willing to try to bully down that mid lane tower.
Fnatic have a wave, but they don't have a Herald. That tower's full HP. G2 looking for an engage. Caps.
Caps stepping in. Hecarim ulti as well. Upset gun's not great. If he's only got 1 or 2 shots left on purple, and he does, then it should be an okay fight.
Standoff. Fnatic invested a TP for that. Maybe they thought they had a little bit more tempo in mid, and they could actually take that tower completely. G2 quick to respond, and like I said, look at the sides, both pushing in. Fnatic are going to have to run away and catch those waves eventually.
Which then leaves a window open for G2 to immediately push down mid.
Hook going in, that's going to be big. Flacken locked up the chain CC, almost flawless, but he is able to ult out to safety. In the end, Targamas will drop.
And like you said, there's going to be a window for G2, but the window was still Fnatic's for a couple more seconds. Hylissang knows it. Oh, Flacken! Oh, the GP ult!
Going. Now Caps, has he potentially been caught out here? Is he going to be forced to use the ultimate? Ready to body block for his AD carry. Flacken walking away for now. Will not be in position to stop this wave.
Humanoid up a level, up so much CS. We talked about Caps making all these plays, but Humanoid's getting a lot of resources in his back pocket. Razork looking for Jankos now, taking away his camps, taking away his jungle. A kill just allows them to unlock the rest of the map.
Fnatic continuing to try and match some of the pressure that G2 have been throwing out. I love the fact that they did in fact overstay in mid. Hylissang going for the engage. I thought at first glance it was a bit of an in-play, but Fnatic had the numbers advantage. Fnatic had the chain CC combo to be able to just burst down Targamas and Flacken. They forced Flacken of his summoners. He was forced to disengage and Targamas on his life.
Flashing out early, but he knows Volibear is on the way. Has the cleanse, has to eat the oranges immediately, but they're waiting. They held on as long as humanly possible, so Broken Blade get in position. It's a genius play. It's the small things that matter, but Jankos will grab the kill.
G2 just finding so many picks, whether it's Caps or Jankos, they're just isolating members of Fnatic, collapsing on them and getting kills before Fnatic can set up anything. They can't really do anything on the map now. Again, they have to wait for Wunder to respawn.
And it's within these windows between objectives, when there's no Drake, when there is no Baron, when there is no tower to play for, they're just looking for these picks and they're consistently catching Fnatic off guard. This means that G2 can then create those opportunities to push for objectives. And now look, 2 members of Fnatic committing onto the bot side of the map. What can G2 do elsewhere?
Blade hook comes out, flashed out anyway.
Bit of a panic flash, but making sure he respects the hook. If that lands, a lot of chain CC probably would have died. The good thing for Fnatic is there's a lot of standing gold on the map. That top tier 2, really low from the Herald. Bot tier 1, also extremely low. So they have some towers that they can collect if they can only find some picks, but it's G2 who are the ones finding the picks first.
I mean, remember last game, Fnatic weren't able to get any of G2's outer towers. You're talking an optimistic way, but the question is, can they actually break through the defense of G2? They have held strong so far in this series. Let's see, Fnatic now grouping up, looking for the siege. TP available on Caps.
4 members.
The pings are coming down. Look at the ward.
They don't have super reliable wave clear. Broken Blade on the flank. Meganar pretty well charged. Upset now going to be in trouble. Jankos immediately leaps onto Upset. Upset, there's not a lot of room to maneuver. They're trying to burst down Jankos, but here comes Broken Blade. Here comes the Meganar. Can't find the target quite yet. Caps immediately stepping forward. Broken Blade just trying to isolate Humanoid away. He will knock him into the wall. The wall of now Fnatic Wunder on the backside, looking to do it, but he cannot find the barrel connect. Broken Blade goes golden, buys a moment, but Caps, Conqueror fully stacked, shredding through Fnatic. Wunder, Razor, Humanoid, the Fnatic topside, pushing back in for more. Targamas ready to body block. Flacken off to the side. Will grab a kill. G2 slowly but surely winning the fight. A single barrel could turn this on its head. The damage that could come in from Humanoid is massive, but he has to connect the skills. The Death Ray starting things off. Finally, both sides will back away.
Humanoid does what he can in this fight. He has so much damage at his disposal, and he does a great job of keeping the fight relatively even. But this Sylas-Braum duo is just so lethal. They work so well together. They complement each other's skills, and the moment the Targamas lands a slow, Caps is there to quickly follow up. So let's have a look at this quick engage as the double TPs come in.
Yeah, you can see the strength of G2 when they manage to get on top of you. Like you said, the Sylas, the Braum, the Volibear, they're diving on top of Upset, and Fnatic just want to kite back. We said it in draft, they want to kite back, avoid all the bursts, make sure they can stay alive with their carries. And the reason Fnatic can hold on for so long is because they all tried to bail on top of Humanoid, but Humanoid managed to survive. Razork peeling a little bit, Wunder a little bit late to the fight itself, but the fact that Humanoid lives for so long gives Fnatic a chance to fight back. But this duo, like you said, Betty, is unstoppable on G2.
Huge props to Wunder. His ultimate in that choke point in the river throughout the brush actually slowed down massively Flacken from joining the fray, and his impact in the fight was very minimal. He wasn't able to dish out a lot of the damage that he typically would like to do, and imagine if he was in the fight, if he was able to actually get on top of some of the carries alongside Broken Blade, that fight could have been a lot worse for Fnatic, but they don't find themselves in a very good position here at match point.
Certainly not. G2 holding onto their lead for now as Hylissang. A lot of confidence as he hex flashes forward. Something to track though in the fights to come. Wunder full damage GP. He is here to win these fights. A single barrel could be the difference between a one fight and a lost one. Fnatic, they find the setup are incredibly powerful even despite the deficit.
Oh, Hilly gets tagged. 15 seconds on this Dragon. Both teams trying to poise through mid. Normally you see battle lines drawn on opposite sides. G2 are going to find their way into river. It looks like Fnatic want to move towards mid-wave. 10 seconds left. This could be a repeat of the third Dragon where G2 just burst it down. Fnatic late to respond. Looks like they're in the vicinity when they're trying to poke out Caps.
Decent damage, but not quite there yet. Single barrel, not enough. G2 pulling back to the bottom side of the map. And I got a ton of vision here, but Upset, great guns for a fight if they can get it going. Wonder ulti up and available, controlled into the backline. For now, they're saying focus on the prize. Razor, can he take this one away? No. G2 just taking it. Fnatic, they've got a wave in the mid lane, but not enough time to get any damage on the tower.
Fnatic have tempo in mid right now. What can they do with it? They need to make sure G2 can't get to the mid lane. They need to zone them away, or at least look to chunk them out or zone them away to make sure they can get this tower. See them going all the way around. I think the problem Fnatic had in this fight is Upset has no summoners. Humanoid has no flash. If they get tagged by absolutely anything, they're dead. They have no defensive items and hardly any peel. Lobby of Dragon for a tower trade, but G2 on soul point.
Already Broken Blade pushing in on the bottom side, however, is going to demand a response. Caps moving up to the top side to generate a little bit of vision, to get a little bit more control. The game just keeps moving forward.
Caps looking for something else, wandering around the map. I can still hear the energy from G2, still very strong. They're feeling good right now on stage, and how can they not find themselves 2k up? When you just press tab on your screen, obviously you can't see the gold difference, but you can see the kill difference.
Oh yeah.
And that's already going to make you feel good. You can see in the mid lane as well, Caps with the 1.2k gold lead, similar in jungle. All across the board, G2 is in a very strong spot 24 minutes into the game.
And you highlighted it well, Vedius, of this dive combo of the Sylas Braum. The good news is it works up until 25-30 minutes, but the problem is when the Victor and Aphilos get so many items, you're as good as dead the second you go forward. They will have so much damage to work with that overstepping just 1 meter too far, you're instantly blown up. And Fnatic have got good CC to peel. The Nautilus, Victor W, if the Aphilos has good guns, the GP up to slow the backline down. So as much G2 is ahead right now, the clock is ticking. If Dragon's in 3 minutes, they need to make sure they can secure that soul.
Certain. If there are 3 champions in League of Legends I absolutely do not want to walk into, it is GP, Victor, and Aphelios. Under no circumstances, outside of the first 2 items, do I ever want to have to face check what could be barrels, a gravity field, the immediate burst, the immediate follow-up. And obviously, Aphelios isn't just a burst damage on a blue wall, but all the sustained damage you need to finish a fight.
And this is where I then bring our attention back to Senor Broken Blade in top lane. His ability to create variance in fights is something that we've seen multiple times. Already this game, we've seen him find the flank in order to create that opportunity for his team. And I think back to his games versus Misfits, versus Vitality in particular, the way in which, I mean, even that series against Fnatic, when he was playing the Gnar and those choke points, the one around walls where he was basically just zoning Upset out of the fight, that this roster has a surprisingly high number of impact players. And this is something that we often talk about when it comes to the highest level of League. What was it? When was it Perks or Upset who said when they look at this team, I think it's 5 fakers. You know what I mean?
What can I do? Even if I smash bot, they have 3 fakers on the top side.
And I think that what's crazy about this G2 roster is that they are slowly evolving into those roles that you kind of have to respect because of their ability to not only in how they work as a team, but their ability to find those individual outplays. They can literally swing a game.
Yeah, it's the importance of creating space for each other just to allow the other to carry. I mean, Flacket's been a rock this entire series long. It's all been about the G2 solo lanes and Broken Blade on the Oran making plays happen for his team and Caps just carrying. And there's different iterations of G2, but this is the one that's working. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Looks like G2 playing the 1-3-1, and they have Sylas Gnar playing the side lanes, and I need to group up and force some kind of mid-prio. Cap's going to take such a strong ultimate away. Does help him gap close onto Upset. We'll probably need a stopwatch soon. Humanoid as well.
Broken Blade getting frisky here, but you can see Wonder starting to lay down a little bit of damage back. Randu with a great purchase, forcing out that ultimate early could be big. In the meantime, what's the response? Caps in the picture-in-picture, looking to finish for a kill. On to Upset, Broken Blade or surely fall. One more auto is going to be enough movement speed, but not quite enough to get away. Now, Caps in the meantime hasn't gotten anything. He's going to be in trouble as well. Humanoid laying down so much damage, going golden, but Jankos, I don't think he can bail him out of this one. Caps dashing out to safety. That is the power of the locket to keep him alive. The rest of G2 now on the retreat, or are they trying to turn? It's a split fight. It's a messy exchange. Wonder keeping the pressure up bottom side, but it's Fnatic who went out on the play.
Caps wants the base so he can TP. Maybe he can TP bot and kill Wunder, but it looks like Razork wants to chase him down. They don't want to let G2 back away. They want to make sure Wunder is the pressure point right now.
Okay, Jankos.
Jankos, like you said, Vedius, hiding, lying in wait. Caps has that TP, so G2 could turn at the click of a finger, but it looks like that'll be it.
And finally, it feels like Fnatic are starting to find more plays back in their favor. And again, we've talked about the scaling. Past 25 minutes, this is where things really start to get hard. And in theory, if you are G2, your advantage point should be when you find individual isolated members. But Broken Blade overextends. Caps unable to find that aggressive solo kill. And as a result, Fnatic reaping the rewards as they get a bit of control back on the map.
Just like we talked about, Upset losing his summoner there, just pick up the stopwatch, so that'll help with Caps diving on top of him. These carries kind of have to self-peel a bit if Fnatic's divers are going in with the Hecarim and the Nautilus. GP ult can be used to buy space as well, and space is just such an important word for both these teams. Broken Blade has to buy it so Flacken and Caps can do their thing, and the carries of Fnatic need to make sure they have enough space to work with so they can peel back, get their spells off. So much zone control on both sides, but 15 seconds on the Dragon.
This
Soul for G2
is going to define so much. Multiple items have been completed on either side. Both teams feel very strong right now, and Fnatic is probably in one of the best positions they've been in all series. It's just about looking for those barrels, looking for that opportunity. Already, Humanoid finds good damage on the flank.
G2 might just 50-50 it. It's a good 50-50 to take. They can wait for the next one as well, but it looks like Fnatic just want to force it themselves. Razork is in smite rage. Jankos, eyes on him. Can he get in range? He is now. They have a decent amount of burst as well.
Look at the rage bar on Broken Blade.
This could be big. They're going to look to interrupt the engage. Hilly now going forward, but Broken Blade just leaves it to the backside. He can't quite find the purchase on the ultimate. It just whips. It goes wide. Fnatic, maybe they have a chance in this fight. Upset Humanoid still standing strong. Wonder trying to buy as much space as possible, but they're just not able to finish anybody off. Caps will finally go down. Flacken dropping Caps, staying alive for now, dashing out to safety, and that is the damage from the GP. Broken Blade outscaled, but not outmatched. Goomba stomping his way out to safety, but Fnatic, they're going to grab the Drake. Humanoid will grab the kill, and just like that, Fnatic are in control.
Fnatic are alive. They might be able to get Baron off the back of this as well. It all comes off Wunder against his former team at match point. Triple kill. One barrel single-handedly took out the bot lane of G2.
It was the man that was benched that comes up clutch for Fnatic. Finding an incredible play with the GP should open up the Baron for Fnatic. And gentlemen, we may very well have a series on our hands. Caps stands in the way of Fnatic and a Baron.
There's no way, right?
What ultimates can he take?
We said it before. He's managed to find a way to steal
Razork,
it.
no smite.
There's no way.
Razork
no smite too. Caps over the wall. Just a cheeky. No. Not gonna happen.
And I need to see that barrel from Wunder again, because in the blink of an eye, Flacken and Targamas disappeared from Summoner's Rift. Hylissang goes in with the initial engage. Broken Blade zones him away. Eyes on Wunder. How does he pull it off? 1 versus 3.
Oh, it's huge!
1 versus 3. Takes down G2 single-handedly.
And it's...
You know, it was that bush, that right there, that Humanoid was in. G2 versus Tuning, where it was G2 that faced the barrel of Bin. And it is now Wunder who's able to find a massive triple kill and keep Fnatic's hope alive in this series.
And no matter what characters come out, Lightning, Running Girl, Xayah, Pirate with gun, always a force to be reckoned with.
Good old reliable.
One pistol, one barrel can match all the magic in the world.
So let's take stock. Fnatic took away that Dragon, bought themselves 3 more minutes. They have a Baron. Look at the items as well. Upset close to Infinity Edge. Wunder basing for Infinity Edge now, I presume. Humanoid building towards his 4th item. These carries that we talked about that scale so well are coming online. Levels advantage in favor of Fnatic 2, and now they're the ones pushing onto the tier 2s of G2.
And finally, we are seeing life from Fnatic. It really did feel like up until that point, it was a done and dusted series for G2, but Fnatic find the fight off the back of Wunder.
Wait. It's all about the barrel. Broken Blade's ready for this. Can he find the solo bolo? Pushing in for a little bit more. There's a TP on the way. They killed one. They've got a TP. They've got a cannon minion. They're going to push for it. We're just having a bit of a race here. The rest of the team just has to hold on to this one. TP to keep the minion alive. It's big brain. They just need to kill the tower as fast as possible. They don't have the damage. The minion is going to die. The push is going to be stopped. But not before they break this one. They want to keep it. They're going to deny the recalls. It only takes 4 seconds for them to retreat. Fnatic, it's a split decision. Razork going in to try to buy time for the rest of the recalls. Humanoid has to be careful as he steps up. Could be in danger. But after all that, they're still going in. Caps going for the hero play. Humanoid trying to buy as much time as possible. But no! The Storm! Broken Blade gets it. The Storm! Turning it back. Running for his life now. Upset's going to be the one who's in trouble. He has to turn this into 2v1, but all the damage is there. Upset holding on. Flacken following up. There's no way he gets out of this one. That's the shutdown. Caps going down. Upset falling on the opposite side. This game is not over yet.
And just we praise Wunder so much. Broken Blade's the one who comes out in the advantage, gets the solo kill. TP in from Caps. Split fight on opposite sides of the map. So much pressure on these players to close the game out. Neither side giving any leeway.
This is what we wanted. G2 and Fnatic going toe-to-toe at the very end. G2 obviously find themselves at match point. Fnatic doing everything in their power to stay alive in this series and fight for a spot in the finals. It was Wunder that made the play that secured Fnatic the fight and the Baron, but it was Broken Blade that gave the window for G2 back into this game.
Yeah, sometimes the best form of defense is offense. G2, the siege was coming onto bot tier 3, and they thought, you know what, we'll just go through top. Caps TPing in, they get the kill, the Storm makes it so it's a 1-for-1, and then there was an exchange on bot side. The problem is Upset's all alone. Razork and Hylissang base to kill Caps, and that left Upset alone in a 1v3, so I think it was a 2-for-2 overall.
But you look at the state of the map, both sides, well, actually the inhibitor went down in top lane, whereas Fnatic were not able to secure the one in bot, so G2 now have this constant pressure on the top side. Remember that the dragon spawns in 55 seconds. That is a lot of pressure on the map that Fnatic have to find a way of managing.
But look at the items. Upset has Infinity, as Humanoid has Void Staff.
Yanko's not as tanky as he was at the start of the game. Has to be careful here. Razork pushing forward. Targum is trying to block all the follow-up damage that he can, but he's given his life in the exchange, trying to lead back out to safety. Broken Blade waiting in the darkness. Big from Upset. Targum is dropping. That could be the moment. Now the 5v4, G2 trying to hold on. They know they need this Drake. Fnatic turning their attention. Maybe they can just go for something else instead.
They need patience in the chaos. Fnatic need to just push this mid-wave and slow it down. Broken Blade
caught out. That's the follow-up damage that they need, but he can't quite finish it. The gravity field stops him. It's a snapshot of what could have been. He manages to kill him in the end with Flacken. Now running for the hills. He's got no ultimate. Jankos can come over the wall, but the rest of Fnatic pushing in.
Wait, Caps does have his ultimate up.
He's spotted though.
He will
they know he's there.
Level 16 yet. He could just choose to push in bot lane. Remember, they
Massive
don't need
wave.
this Drake.
Massive wave topside as well. This is a point of pressure Fnatic eventually will have to respond to.
4v3. Is Jankos going to go for the 50-50? He has vision. He has vision.
Jankos going in. Jankos, he gets it! Oh, they want the 3-0! They can taste victory in front of them, Fnatic. It's the little things. The Infernal Soul, will it be enough to end the game in favor of G2? Yes, Fnatic have the gold lead, but Jankos finds the steal.
The clutch factor on G2 just never seems to go away. Jankos with the steal, Broken Blade with the solo kill, Caps just doing Caps things. G2 continue to find ways back into the game when by all odds they should not be able to.
It's not over yet though. G2, yes, they have the soul, but Fnatic didn't lose too much in their base. The team fights just became a whole lot harder, but again, these carries will continue to scale. G2 with this soul will base and look to take control of the map. Caps, we have to keep eyes on his items. When he gets that Rabadon's full completed, he's going to do a hell of a lot of damage.
It's a terrifying prospect to face check him, but similarly, Wonder only getting scarier, all the flat lethality.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's a Wonder Barrel crit.
Yep.
That was 1.1k onto a Broken Blade, and he's got a lot of armor.
And remember, even in the face of all that crit, Broken Blade was winning the 1v1 because of all that armor. That might no longer be the case. Testing over blue buff. They do get Razork's Smite, which is a small window of control. Still 20 seconds to the Baron, though, so it will not matter too much.
Fnatic need to be very careful about these top waves, of course, as well, because G2 have double TP. They could look to just push through. There's 1 minute left on that inhibitor respawn, but if Fnatic over TP and over invest resource on this mid wave, there's a window for a double TP on top wave. We'll see how it ensues. Though Razork looking for Flackid.
Trying to force the ultimate out there from Flackid. Razork didn't want to overcommit, but Flackid, he held his ground. Now, Fnatic have the wave. This tower is also very low.
Broken Blade splitting.
Should be able to secure this one.
The push still coming in. Yeah, he's at the tier 3 right now. Fnatic, I think, are starting to realize, guys, we need to send someone back to base in G2. I'm not going to let that happen. Looks like Caps is trying to spot them out.
Jankos at 50% HP. They're in a difficult spot here. Caps now fishing for a pick here. Wonder does massive damage.
Stopwatch, that's so big for the later fight.
The wave is still there. The wave is still there. Fnatic have sent no one yet. Wonder's on the way.
He does have TP and ultimate, and now G2, they're going to strike. They're starting the back.
Wonder, it's going to take a few seconds for him to clear this wave. Is it enough time for G2 to take this objective? Razork, is it your turn to steal something away? To buy a bit of time, to buy a bit of hope for Fnatic? It's gone. Is he going to make it over the wall? Can he get it in time? But no. Jankos, steady hand, secures the objective. Broken Blade potentially ready for a fight here. Can they burst him down before it kicks off? Upset off to the side. Wonder just now into the midst of everything. The feathers have flown. Now the pullback from Flacken will be big. Razork caught out. Caps off to the side has found the pick. G2 shredding through Fnatic. Cannot afford to overstep. It's the 3 carries of Fnatic left standing strong.
Here comes
Jankos fishing for the pick, but the damage is big. TP buying time. Wonder finishing it off. That's 1 bullet. Caps off on the flank. Goes in. He steals away the cooldowns. Upset ready to fight, though. Upset ready to fight for his life, as this could be the final exchange. The lockdown is there. Targamas will drop. Upset with the extra range. Is it enough? Caps still standing. Oh, here it comes. One more shot. He's not even going to need it. Humanoid finishing it with the laser. Caps dashing out to safety. What is even happening in this game?
Caps has the audacity to emote in that play and even get away with his life. It is G2 that walk away with the Baron. The kills are 2 for 2. The blood in this game does not cease. But Fnatic, they still hold on to their base.
37 kills, 37 minutes, neither team giving a second to the other. G2 instantly start the Baron, not even flinching. Top wave was pushing in. Wunder managed to clear out a little bit of the wave, but then Razork sees an angle, I think, after Hylissang backs away to get a 3-man ultimate, but he goes way too deep at the start of this fight, instantly dies. So Fnatic are playing almost like a 4v5 from the get-go. Hylissang's dead as well, so Caps being low helped out a bit, but his TP back was so important.
The Feathers positioning from Flackhead was massive there, because if Upset was able to follow up on the engage from Razork, then they may very well have been able to win the fight. But
he's caught out here is going to try to re-engage on his own terms, but he's already gone down. It's a big barrel. Hylissang still standing. That's the Zhonya's, baby, but Jankos is going to finish the job. That's a pick, and is it going to be enough? 2 minutes. Won't matter too much for the big objectives, but there's pressure on the bottom side in favor of G2 as they look to leverage this Baron buff.
Caps had to base, though. He was extremely low after that play, and he has no TP. He's going to move towards mid for now, but it's going to be a 4v4 on the bot side of the map. We'll see if Fnatic can clear out this wave to hold on a little bit. Baron buff up for another minute for G2.
Eyes need to be on Humanoid and Upset as we get into the final phases of this game. They are the two big carries for Fnatic. They have the damage. Of course, the barrels are always going to be scary if they're able to land, but if you're going to rely on anyone, it's Humanoid and Upset at this point in the game.
Caps splitting big damage back onto Wunder. Lethality Xayah absolutely lethal if you get caught by those feathers. Caps going to break the free tier 2. Wave coming in on bot lane. It's going to be desynced. Fnatic are going to have an opportunity to clear it without losing too much.
Hylissang is back alive, though, so now G2 don't have the numbers advantage. They have waves to work with on bot side, and Caps is moving into it. We'll see if they decide to go for a full dive, because it could be extremely dangerous. Almost 40 minutes into the game.
G2 know they can't risk. If they mess up one part of this dive, it will all collapse in the face of the Victor, the GP, the Aphelios. They're taking their time. They're playing it slow.
Oh.
Big damage from Flacken.
G2 trying to play with poke. They've got the Mega Qs. They've got the QEs from Xayah. They're trying to push in waves, look for a pressure point, look for a tower to break Fnatic's base. Elder in 40 seconds though, so G2 are just going to keep this up as long as possible. Keep the waves into Fnatic's towers, and then just back straight to the Elder and rush it. So Fnatic needs to be on their feet. They need to be on their toes, ready to respond.
They have no vision on the map anywhere. Observers, if you could just highlight what Fnatic see right now, look at all the fog. There is so much control that G2 have, and this is exactly what you were talking about, Cajal. Pressure, pressure, pressure from G2. They're trying to keep Fnatic locked in their base. Even if they try to respond to the Elder, it doesn't matter because they have to face check G2.
Now they have to be scared, but Hylissang is
sidestep from Broken Blade, maybe just to make it out. Flacken now on a killing spree. Razork, he's in the midst of the entire team. The GP ult is big, but it's not going to be big enough. Upset laying down a massive ult, but it's all falling apart in the final moments. G2 tearing through Fnatic. This was their last chance, and they missed. It's a triple for Jankos. The follow-up is there. It is absolute dominance for G2 Esports in the final fight. 2-0, clean control. The final game close, but the quadra for Jankos, and the final game will seal the deal.
What a way to end it on this final game. A quadra kill for Jankos. What an outstanding performance from him and the rest of the members of G2. Clutch factors, early games, everything.
And in 2021, you thought they were washed, but you can well and truly say that G2 are back. The Jankos is back. The Claps is back as G2 head to the finals.
Who would have thought a 3-0 in favor of G2? This last game was extremely close.